Hello, my name is Alexa Raad, and it's a pleasure to be here today with you to discuss how to transform the traditional model of risk governance for boards. This traditional model is static and siloed, and we want to transform it to a dynamic framework that enables board of directors to move from a backwards-looking or retrospective analysis to a more proactive foresight and strategic resilience posture. This is what we call adaptive risk governance. I'm the founder of Anthium Advisory, where we help investors and board members assess and leverage risk into more positive outcomes. I've been a C-level executive as well as a CEO, founder, and board member in the tech industry for over 20 years. I'm also the co-founder and co-host of the podcast Tech Sequences. As a qualified risk director, I am passionate about proper risk governance to ensure that leading-edge technologies serve as a utility for equitable economic growth, expression, and communication. I am joined today by my co-presenter and colleague, Jennifer Wolf. Jen is a globally recognized expert in intellectual property strategy, digital governance, and emerging technologies with over 2 decades of experience advising Fortune 500 companies and corporate boards. Jen is also the author of 5 books, including Disruption in the Boardroom, Leading Corporate Governance and Oversight into an Evolving Digital Future. Her upcoming book, Owning Intelligence, explores strategies for intellectual property and governance in the AI era. So, what is adaptive risk governance? At its foundation, it's a shift in mindset. It is about moving away from what we've had, which is this traditional backwards-looking approach to risk management. That is like driving a car by only looking in the rear-view mirror. This conventional method is not only siloed, but it's also reactive and focuses a lot on historical data. Traditional risk management frameworks, while they are foundational, have some inherent limitations that make them inadequate in the rapidly evolving landscape of modern enterprise. This reliance on a rearview mirror perspective means that risks are often recognized and assessed after they occur, leaving boards unprepared for rapid and connected threats and creating these critical blind spots. For example, financial and cybersecurity risks are often looked at separately, whereas they have significant interconnection. And the systematic nature of modern risks means that when there's a vulnerability in one area, it can, like a domino effect, have a cascading effect through the entire organization. This inherently reactive and defensive approach often diverts valuable resources into crisis management that could otherwise be used for more proactive and preventative type of strategies. Adaptive risk governance, on the other hand, is proactive, is future focused. It is like using a radar that can scan the horizon to see what is coming next, not just what's already happened. It prioritizes strong risk intelligence, a flexible risk appetite, and rapid response system, all of it powered by an integrated and AI-driven scenario planning and data management. This framework, the adaptive risk framework, is also cross-functional, and it enables boards to turn risk from a potential liability into a strategic asset. So now, let's talk about a couple of cautionary tales to understand what the high cost of a static approach is. So if you think about the recent Boeing 737 MAX incident, this crisis at Boeing, which is, by the way, still continuing, started out by a small technical failure. However, it wasn't just a technical failure. The implementation of a seemingly minor technical design change spiraled into this crisis that affected Boeing both from a financial perspective, regulatory perspective, and significant reputational perspective. FAA, Federal Aviation